That is the freedom of, this is the freedom of online learning. It is the 6th of December, Tuesday. And actually it's Nikolaus Day. So on this special Nikolaus Day in Germany, we celebrate 18 days before Christmas, Leila. We have a very special celebration of somebody's playing the Nikolaus with a big sack and already starting to give some little gifts and preparing for Christmas, more or less.
Nice.
Maybe we are preparing for the holidays. Many of you are. I may ask you to get up and move around. And our commitment is for you to receive skills here tonight and to learn something that you can use and will apply. As this is a small group, we expect at least 3 or 4 to join. Joyce and Sherilyn and Payal are seemingly still joining us. We can give you personalized attention. Usually it is 1 hour minimum, 75 minutes maximum. And this is also a promotional event in which we promote the 9th of December, a one-day workshop on NLP communications, and the 10th and the 11th of December, which is a 2-day workshop on NLP coaching. And you are perfectly fine to join any. If you can join Fridays, you can come on the 9th. If you can join Saturday, Sunday, you can come on the weekend. This is a workshop that will apply towards an NLP practitioner certification. And we certify internationally with these 3 certificates. One is Conscious Solutions since 1990 in Seattle. Then ABNLP sometime in the 90s they are in Las Vegas. And then SNLP since 1980 in Santa Cruz, California. Really, neuro-linguistic programming is there to enhance personal and professional success. And good news for you, neuro-linguistic programming is perfectly capable. Patricia, are you listening?
Yes, Doris, I'm with you.
Okay. So neuro-linguistic programming does help you, is the most effective and powerful technology to successfully transform anger, anxiety, stress, fear, and relationship issues. And it's definitely there to increase your relaxation, your joy, your happiness. And most of all, it creates choice. Because what we believe in is, our company is called Conscious Solutions. We believe in, sometimes we may be stuck with something, and sometimes we may have to accept that something doesn't get changed, maybe at the time that we wish to. However, if we come from a place of conscious choice, we can always find solutions. So welcome to this evening together with Leila Bakhtiari and our Sir Gregory Green in the background, who is perfectly capable of coming in and leaving, and please being back in at
calling clients, telling people
9:45. If you can be back at latest 9:45, 9:30, 9:45, that would be great. Actually, Leila is going to introduce Dr. Doris.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much, Dr. Doris. Everyone, you're so welcome. Thank you, Gregory. And here I would like to introduce my MetaMaster trainer and my mentor, Dr. Doris, who is in NLP world more than 34 years. and she's teaching it, coaching it on one-on-one, and she's the only MetaMaster trainer in Middle East and India. And also she's teaching EI, emotional intelligence courses. You are going to get wonderful aha moments if you would like to join us for NLP courses as well as EI courses. So Dr. Doris is expanded knowledge is not just limited to NLP, also in other areas, as I mentioned, emotional intelligence and Erickson hypnotherapy and many, many other courses which would help you to personally and professionally advance in your life and get better and more easier life, to create more easier life for yourself and for others. So here you are with Dr. Doris for tonight's webinar on how to become more powerful with NLP.
Exactly, because it's about mastering emotions and thoughts, like Patricia said earlier, building positive beliefs. And when we build positive beliefs, of course, we have to first notice when we have negative beliefs and enjoy greater happiness and passion, develop choice in feeling emotions, and bring our potential into action and build our futures more smartly and more professionally. Thank you. So Gregory, you are free. We can take it from here. Thank you so much for your introduction. And I would like to share with you a little story that when I was working with disabled in London, Godalming, I was working, Patricia, with also elderly people who were physically disabled. It was, in fact, part of my naturopathic doctor certification to do different practices in different areas. And I got the chance to study geriatrics and close to mental disorders. And it was very, very amazing time that I had there in Godalming, south of London. And, you know, I was always so interested in how our thoughts influence what we can and what we cannot do. And I'd like to share a little story with you about Henry. So while I was working there in those geriatrics, there was one elderly man, and I had to accompany him to the doctor who would evaluate him. And of course, you know, I was as an intern studying and always have my notebook with me and studying. And so the doctor was great, but he was not so good at communication. So he listened to Henry, but he had these bifocals and his notepad and writing, and his focus was on his medical evaluation. His focus was on what he's writing. His focus was on information and not on the person. And so Henry, simply a light case of dementia, he was already 83, admitted to the doctor that he's not able to remember whether he took or he did not take his medicine. He was on 3 different medicines. And so the doctor said, but medicine A, you have to take in the morning. Medicine B, you have to take in the evening. You could take medicine A in the evening also, but medicine C has to be taken in the mid of the day. And Henry said, I think I'm most of the time not taking the medicine, but then when I take it, I might even sometimes take it twice. The doctor went, But no, you cannot do this. You have to take medicine A, medicine B, And while I was looking at the two, I saw this amazing phenomena that the doctor was looking at his notepad, and he was looking at his notepad, and he was, totally, what is this? My phone is making a noise and I don't even want to. And he was so zeroed in into the medical analysis and into his notepad and into the information. And I was the one who would see the doctor, and I saw Henry. And when the doctor talked to Henry with that harsh of a tone, but aren't you committed to feel better? And, aren't you committed to take your medicine? In that moment, Henry started shaking because, he didn't have Parkinson or something like that, but he basically, got nervous around his inability. And this was one of the moments I remember so well until today. This passion arose in my heart that I wanted to talk to Henry in a way that Henry feels respected and in a way that I could help Henry. Now, of course, it didn't happen in front of the doctor because he was like brushing, next person 7 minutes, next person 7 minutes. So we went outside and Henry, was shaking a little bit. And I said, let's sit down. There was a bench. And we sat down both together. And he just looked worried. He was worried about himself and worried about the answers that he had just given to the doctor. And I said, Henry, I'm curious. Is there anything in your life that you do every morning and every evening? Already I had in my mind to just simplify things. And Henry very simply said, I turn on the television every morning and I turn it off in the evening. I said, are you sure about that? He said, 100% sure. And I said, and every day you do that? He said, yes, I sometimes turn down the volume, but because I'm all alone in my room, I just like that flickering and the pictures. And if there comes something interesting, I turn the volume up. I said, Henry, I have an idea. What is it? I said, can you put all your 3 medicine bottles, bottle A, bottle B, and bottle C, next to the on and off button of your television? He said, certainly, that will be easy. And then I said, whenever you turn the television on, you take the 3 medicines, and whenever you turn it off, you take it again. And he said, but the doctor said C in the middle of the day and A. I said, wait, first tell me, can you do that? Would you be able to do that every day? And he said, not a problem. And I quickly said, give me 1 minute. And I was as bold, I really am bold, and I love to be bold. I brushed back into the doctor's office. I said 1 minute as he was with another patient. And I said, can you please give me the permission that as he's not even taken his medicine up to now, and when he takes it, he doesn't know whether he takes double. Can we please have him for A, B, C in the morning and in the evening? He said, yes, and I left. And the problem was solved. And it was not about my ability to be practical, but it was about me focusing on what is the resource. What is something that somebody already has? What is an ability? What is even the smallest, tiniest thing that somebody is able to do so that from there we can build on where somebody wants to be? And it's such a small matter, that was actually not a small matter for Henry. It was a very big matter for Henry because it created his anxiety around his slow memory loss. He was so happy about this, you cannot even imagine. He would not only take his medicine regularly, but after about a week, when I came by his room in the geriatric clinic, he took me by the side and he said, "The doctor is a very good doctor, but ma'am, you, young doctor, you really made me feel better. Since that moment, I'm much more happy." And this was just one initial little story of my past, way past. In fact, this was in 1977, I believe, way before I got introduced to neuro-linguistic programming, where while working as a doctor and learning to become a doctor, I found it so much more interesting. And what makes one patient be very, very successful with one program, and another patient with the seemingly same diagnosis, same problems, have such a hard time. And while I was watching so many things, while I was doing my needful practice time in that clinic, I definitely came out of that 1 year of practice being convinced that it is the mental belief and the emotion that somebody carries that makes someone successful or not successful in something that they are about to do. And then I was so happy to be introduced to neuro-linguistic programming in 1987, about 7 years after it came up, and immediately went into all of the levels, got certified as a trainer, later as a master trainer, and decided to be a teacher of this amazing, powerful methodology only that helps us to understand what makes our depression, anxiety, fear, anger, desperation, any state of mind, name it, that is built on negative beliefs. And what is it that makes it possible for us to be jolly, to be easy, to be positive, to be relaxed, and to be able to enjoy life? And my answer, all of the answers I wanted to find were within neuro-linguistic programming. And I would like to introduce to you some of these ideas. So we want to master we want to transform any pattern that has to do with anger, anxiety, stress, or fear. And we want to build the greater emotions. Now, because our group tonight is so very small, may I please know what is it that you would like to transform? And please know that whatever we do here tonight is confidential. I'm working as a coach since so many years confidentially. So what is it that you would like to change? So if you look at either fear, stress, anger, or relationship issues, I'm curious, Patricia, what is it that you think you would like to improve?
All of the above.
Well, you look like somebody who also knows to smile. That's certainly amazing. So your stress, of course, would be around getting things done, plus having 3 children.
Exactly.
And if there was a fear, what kind of a fear would that be?
I was basically an anxious person. You know, I would fear to go out, fear to get things done. You know, I would always hit the panic button when I was said to perform something. I would be nervous the previous night. I wouldn't sleep, to tell you the truth. And to be honest, if I have a commitment or something, I need to get it done the next day. The previous night is a sleepless night. But it'll go well the next day.
But you are still having that pattern?
Not exactly, because now I do not come in touch with many of my patients or anything as such. You know, during college days, we had some assignments or something needed to be done.
Okay, but more interesting, what is it right now that you would be
Right
ready
now.
to overcome? So the daily stress with having lots to do and of course 3 children around you, but if there was some sort of a worry or some sort of when you create this,
Especially
when you create adrenals, what would that be?
I am especially when they're all ill. So that's the time I hit the panic button.
Then what?
When they're ill,
Oh, okay, when the children are ill. All right. Okay.
I'm not keeping too well, or I'm not in my frame of mind or something like that.
Okay. So around health. So little fear around health. Very good. I mean, as a mother with children, I would say that's quite normal now. You can overcome that. Would you like to?
In fact, I have tried over the past, you could say 8-9 years. I'm trying to overcome that, be a little more positive, letting go of it.
Very good, very good. So in order for you all to get the most out of tonight, please share openly what you want to change. We don't need to look at all the things we have already accomplished, all the things we are already good at. Of course, this whole evening is about how to become more happy and how to be able to go into more relaxed states of mind. But if you don't share with me what you want to improve, I cannot help you. So Karthik, if there was something that you would like to change or improve, what would that be?
It is getting into that depression pattern again and again. I mean,
Okay.
I try to come out of it, and I do certain things, and then again fall back into the same trap again.
Okay.
Then I need to work it out. Again. I fall in the loop again.
You fall back into it. And may I know what is your work, Karthik?
Yeah, it's IT.
IT, okay.
Yeah.
And do you think that if you overcame that pattern, you would also have an easier relationship, easier and more healthy relationship with your body?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Now, if 0 is low and 10 is high, how committed are you to overcome this?
Yeah. Somehow I wanted to. I will just do. I mean, 10. Yeah, you can go for 10. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Just give a number. Well, what number would you give?
He said 10.
He said 10. Oh, nice.
Yay! Yay! Okay, Ma, what is it for you tonight?
It's anxiety and stress.
And anxiety, and about what particularly?
Stress also.
But what about? I mean, we can have an anxiety about lizards. We can have an anxiety about exams. We can anxiety.
Yeah, like I got very like it's like very normal for me to get very like easily depressed, or sometimes like because of sometimes I have right now I have exams and so many things. So I feel too much, like I feel like it's a burden, and I got even anger sometimes too much. I can't do like my work. I become anger, and everything around me, it's like irritating me start.
Okay, all right. And now how committed are you to overcome this? If 0 is low and 10 is high?
It's like 7.
A 7. What do you need in order to make it a 10?
Yeah.
What do you need to make it a 10? What do you need in order to be more committed and believe that you can change that? Do you believe you can change it?
Yeah, of course I can, but I have to.
Do you believe that you have what it do? Do you mind to turn on your camera, please?
Yeah, sure.
Do you believe that you have what it takes to do it? Do you believe it's inside of you?
Yeah, it's in
And
the.
do you believe that you deserve it?
I deserve to be like very like I have to control myself. I have to be very like calm and cool like that. But like before, like I was not like this. I was very calm and very like cool person. But since like 2 to 3 years, I feel very like I am very angry person right now. And sometimes I get very fastly like I angry and
Okay,
anxiety like
okay,
that.
I understand. Ma, now I ask you a question. Do you mind to answer my question? Exactly
Yeah.
my question.
Yeah.
So you say if 0 is low and 10 is high, you are giving me only a 7.
Yeah.
What do you need for it to be a 10?
I need to be like I want be like positive or something like it will make me like control myself from inside to change my thought.
Oh,
and
I think you
something
have
like
misunderstood me. So what I mean is your commitment, not that you have already done it. So basically commitment, maybe in some countries we don't use the word commitment so much. I don't know if you have a Arabic word for it, Leila? Your willingness. How about your willingness? It is not
Yeah,
that you
I
are
think it's
supposed to
willing.
do it. That's why you come to this seminar, because we
Yeah.
will help you. But do you really believe you are willing? What is the
Yeah.
word? Willing?
Yes.
So are you really willing?
Yes, I am.
Then give it a 10.
Yeah. Okay.
Then say you are 10 willing. Very good, very good.
Yeah.
So now, Patricia, in order to any of your stresses or unnecessary adrenal, let's just say unnecessary adrenal. See, as a mother, to have a little adrenal about the child, particularly when the child is young, is actually naturally, because you're naturally enmeshed with your child. So I want to emphasize on unnecessary. So any unnecessary stress or adrenals, how committed are you to overcome this?
10.
10.
My life.
So, Mah, do you want the word in Arabic? Commitment is
Yes.
التزام.
Yeah.
Altazam?
التزام.
Altazam.
Yeah. So now you know it.
Yes, I got it. I got it right now.
Okay,
Okay, very good. So now you can answer Dr. Doris.
Very
Yeah.
good.
So from 0 to 10, how much you have the iltizam?
10.
Very good.
Yay!
Nice.
So basically, what we have to understand in neuro-linguistic programming is, yes, changes can happen very rapidly and very powerfully. So you can receive a change and get a change within a short amount of time. I can fix phobias and anxieties in 10 minutes. Now I like to take 15 because I like to ask questions and I like to make sure that the whole environment and the whole embedment of a change is long lasting and is, you know, really made for success on all levels. However, mostly in neuro-linguistic programming, it's like a brain gym. So for example, is everybody familiar with exercises, either walking or gymming or doing something like that? I know, Karthik, you would like to do it more, correct?
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah, kind of. Yes, I like to. Yeah.
Yeah. So just like we have to go to I go every day. If we have to go to the gym or we have to do our daily exercises to keep the blood flowing, to keep the organs moving, to keep the all the body fluids in action rather than them getting stale or stuck somewhere. Neuro-linguistic programming is a brain gym. So when we do changes, we often recommend for you to play that pattern over and over again. And whenever I give a neuro-linguistic programming one-on-one session, which gives these tremendous, amazing results, many of those will be, would you please practice this same exercise for 7 days? Sometimes I say, or even for 21 days, I sometimes say, so that really we do kind of a long-term continuous type of application so that it guarantees for long-term success. See, everybody says, Dr. Doris, you are such a motivating and engaging motivational speaker. I said, no, I am not, and I'm not interested. I'm only interested in long-term results. This is easy, to create a seminar or to create an event and everybody's cheering and everybody's made happy. That's not difficult. But to design the kind of patterns for someone that makes them long-term happy, that makes them long-term be successful, that's what it takes. I have a little example for you from a lady that came to me about 15 years ago. It was a very traumatic case of depression because, can you believe it? Her psychiatrist told her that her depression is uncurable. You know what? I wanted the name of the psychiatrist and I wanted to sue him. Unfortunately, it's not possible. But I think if somebody tells to someone else that they have a mental or emotional condition that is not to be healed, that is criminal. Because words are so powerful and words affect us. And this was the only client that I literally did 20 sessions with. She was so convinced about what the psychiatrist with the big white coat said to her, that even though she was willing, and she came 20 times, I never before and never after had to give a client 20 sessions. I typically can fix anything in the maximum of 5 sessions. After doing it for 30 years, yes. So she took many sessions, but I can say we successfully overcame what she called depression. I dissected it, I changed it, I helped her, and she was not becoming a jolly, happy person. She just wasn't. She never has been outgoing, jolly, or happy. But she said she has overcome that deep down state in the morning. She has overcome that word. She was not using that word anymore. And she has learned in those many sessions with me so many techniques that would boost her up, that would help her to overcome triggers, that was making her more aware what it is that got her into that emotion, and she successfully overcame depression. I have one more story I would like to share with you about someone who was afraid of lizards. It was my secretary. And now you think, okay, lizards, it's not such a big thing. She was with me in Pune and in India. And you know, there's a lot of lizards. I mean, nearly in every house or in every room are these very small, tiny things, and they're cute because they don't create dirt and they don't do any harm. And she was so afraid of them. She would stand up the chair and start screaming when she saw one of these lizards on the wall. And I asked her, are you ready to change it? And Ma, she said, no, I said, what? You're not ready to change this? And she said, but I'm doing this since all my life. I remember just as a child that I was afraid of lizards. I told her, you don't have to be afraid of anything. You are a free person. You are a free being. There is no reason to have anything that is called anxiety or fear. Humans don't need anxiety or fear. It's patterns inside that got stuck. And it's patterns inside that work like a negative program. They work like anything in your computer that makes your computer not work, or Karthik, you may have a better example for that, that's simply destroying your computer, for example, a computer virus. So what do you do if that happens to your computer? You immediately fix it, right? Or would you sit there and say, cry? Oh no, my computer is not working. Oh no, my computer. Oh no. No, we just give it to Karthik, and maximum 1 hour, Karthik has fixed it. Yes?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
And it is the same with your programs in your thoughts and your emotions. Human beings are supposed to be able to fix themselves and to be healthy. They are supposed to be able to run their mental programs. I believe this should be taught in school. And I'm so passionate you are here, Patricia, and Karthik's son cannot help himself but look into the Zoom window. The younger you learn it, the younger you focus on it, the better it is. Because just like you learn the alphabet, or just like you learn geometry, or just like you learn mathematics, we need to learn how these programs get stuck. Now, anything that gives heightened adrenals, for example, the worry of a mother, for example, the fear of illness, for example, the great discomfort before exams, Ma.
Yes.
All of these patterns have the same structure. Are you able to explain that structure, Leila, or should I do it?
Please go ahead. I'll join.
So the pattern that makes the adrenals kick was found out in pretty much in 1980 by Richard Bandler, who was the originator of Neuro-Linguistic Programming. He found out that there has to be a negative picture that you make inside for the brain to give a message to the rest of the body to shoot heightened adrenals. Because see, before you huff and puff and feel bad and sweating, and what else are the symptoms of anxiety, stress, or fear?
Shortened breath, not being able to breathe properly.
Mm-hmm. Shaky hands,
headache.
Mm-hmm.
Is it also a cool hands, right?
Yeah.
Cold hands. And
or the sweat, the wet, sweaty hand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And red, and maybe rush. So these are all the symptoms of feeling low.
In my cases,
these are all the symptoms, of heightened adrenals. And heightened adrenals is something that the brain says to the rest of your body. Otherwise, your body wouldn't know how to have these physiological appearances. So we need to say to the brain, we need to program the brain to make this inner picture be separate from the response. So it is required for the inner picture to be separate from the response. Yes, does that make sense? So basically in neuro-linguistic programming, you will learn the adrenal reverse pattern, and you will simply learn how to not impose that picture in a way that the heightened adrenals appear. You would basically learn a technique, and the technique is simple, but it's 12 steps, and you need to know exactly how you do it. You will disassociate 4 times the client from his own body state, and you will run something forward and backwards and in color, and then in black and white and in color. And so basically it's a technique where the client also uses the body and sits in different chairs, but either in 10, maximum 15 minutes, it's gone. It's that powerful. Now, the other side of the symptoms, as Kartik talked about it, when you feel down, typically something is influencing the serotonin cycle, and the serotonin cycle is not working properly, because normally our serotonin cycle, if it's working properly, gives us good moods, makes us feel okay. We don't need to feel a high happy. Now, I believe every person should have several high happies every day, but let's not go for the high happy. Let's just go feeling confident, feeling good, waking up, saying thank you to the day, being glad to be alive, valuing life, and all of the opposite types of thoughts from depression. And so what happens when that serotonin cycle is stuck is it's just like the dog biting in his tail. It's like a stuck pattern. You could say it's like a vicious thinking pattern. And in order to get out of the vicious thinking pattern, we have to just do some processes. For example, a process of identifying the emotion that is before the emotion. In NLP, we call it the moment before. And then we can create a specific strategy, the strategy that you can use to get yourself out of it. And there are macro strategies and micro strategies. Now, macro strategies are things like turn your alarm bell on, get up and walk. So like what I gave Henry actually, because I didn't know NLP at that time. I was a young doctor in my 20s. I gave him a macro strategy, because when you say put the medicine next to the television bottle, that's a macro strategy. It's in the external world. It's a behavior you do, and it's something that everybody can do. However, you have to have some sort of smart, practical thinking, and you have to step into the shoes of the client in order to be able to pick up what they go through in order to find a solution that works for them. Because it doesn't matter how smart of a solutions we have if it's not exactly mattering for the client. So now, neuro-linguistic programming would have several processes for whatever somebody goes through that is called depression, to get that serotonin stuck state opened up and to get an inner distance from it, and to attach to maybe what you call a liveness, to attach to a vibrancy, to attach to a positive state, and to, for example, learn how to change the internal dialogue. Are you aware of your internal dialogue? I'm curious, Karthik.
I think so. I'm trying to do some affirmations and working on it.
Very good. Very good. So now the way we speak to ourselves can be a little advanced. So what you normally learn as a positive affirmation works to a certain extent. When we use neuro-linguistics, it goes a little bit deeper. So the language patterns will have more elements to it. And we, for example, focus on not giving a solution that could create a stuck state, or not saying something where there could be any part, like any part in the conscious or subconscious that could say no. So we learn to create language in a way that it will work in every situation, in every case, with every person, and in a way that it is really very, very empowering. So these are just some examples from my life, how neuro-linguistic programming works. And what I would like to share with you tonight is a little technique that is a very powerful technique, because if we look at what are our thoughts, and if we look at are our thoughts running us, or are we running our thoughts, we can notice that 80% of what we think is our problem is actually not identified, not sufficiently identified, or simply inaccurate. So in order to master our emotions, our mindsets, our assumptions, and our negative beliefs, we have to be more aware of the structure that our thought is made of. And the structure that our thought is made of is that we have inner stories and inner movies. Just like our eyes see, inside your brain, there are pictures. It is basically a reflection of your external sensory organ to what happens as the interpretation mechanism internally. Just like you talk out loud, you talk to yourself, because right here on your auditory level, as the sound and speech goes in through your ear mechanisms into your brain makes internal dialogue, and every human being is doing that. Some of us are aware, some not. Karthik, congratulations, yep. You are aware. Congratulations, you are already working with it. So what that means is we would work with the next stepping stone. We would work with the next block. So it's like you build out of blocks a tower that is beautiful. And each block basically backs up another block. So that if you really learn neuro-linguistic programming and you learn it in a way that it was meant to be, as it was created from Richard Bandler and John Grinder and Christina Hall in Santa Cruz, California, there is 16 days of practitioner training and 20 days of master training, because that is even only very little compared to the advancedness of this body of knowledge. So what we want to be more aware of is that we can leave behind negative thoughts, that we can identify when some of our inner non-working programs are laid upon memories from the past. We want to stop to believe the inner movie-making machine, because see, this inner meaning-making always goes on. It even goes on when you sleep, and it's called dream. And what your subconscious mind is trying to do is the best for you according to what it has. But if there is not the program that you need to do something, Karthik, it's just like in IT. If that program is not inside of you, it's not possible for your brain to do it. Last but not least, the brain is inventing the computer. Human being has invented IT, technology, and the computer. So just like something stuck in IT, it can be stuck inside your brain. And now, one very powerful technique that we would like to give you tonight is 3 steps to change your states of mind. Would you like to discuss this, Leila?
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Doris. So as Dr. Doris mentioned earlier, we have internal dialogue. So when we are noticing that we have internal dialogue, so the next step is to noticing, is it negative or is it positive? Is it resourceful for us or is less resourceful or not resourceful in dialogue that we have? This is a very critical moment when we understand that whatever conversation, dialogue we have internally within ourselves, with ourselves, is negative. So we want to change it. How we can change this state of mind? There are 3 easy steps, and I would like to invite you to join me to do it together. So let's keep your right hand on up. Very good. So the moment that you notice that you are having internal dialogue negatively, it's a negative, unresourceful, or less resourceful dialogue. So what you are going to do, you take your right hand and you tap on your left shoulder and you say, I notice. And you do it with exaggeration. We do it with like a little funny way of saying, I notice. Okay. Very good. So the first step, let's do it one more time. When we catch ourselves that we are thinking negatively, we are having negative internal dialogue, we take our right hand, tap on the left shoulder, saying, I notice.
Everybody, can you say it?
Yes, please. I notice.
I noticed.
I noticed. I was
noticed.
having a negative internal dialogue.
Give me your I noticed, Patricia.
I noticed.
I noticed.
I noticed. Yes.
I
You're
noticed.
smiling, Ma, not serious, smiling.
Yeah.
Because see, there's another, yes, nice, Patricia. There's, of course, don't you know it? There's some internal dialogue that I did it again. My God, I did it again. You identify, but you immediately judge yourself. Forget judging yourself. There is no benefit in you judging yourself. There's no benefit in you doing anything less than really trusting and loving yourself. Our nature as human beings is loving ourselves.
Yes.
So, but you were just in the first step, Leila, then
Yes.
continue.
Yeah. So when we do this, as Dr. Doris said, we're trying to do it with a smile. We are doing it as an exaggeration of a kindness and showing love to ourselves. Oh, okay, I noticed. No labeling, no judging, no harshing, no criticizing yourself. So after doing I noticed, we go to the second step. Here we call it a moment of a choice. So when we have the moment of a choice, we are interrupting that emotion, that negative thought, that negative internal dialogue. And the best way to interrupt this emotion, which is negatively affecting us, is by moving our body. So either stand up, move around, or just shake your body, change the breathing path, do something with your physical body. You want to just go clapping, just do this, stretching, do something to interrupt that emotion, that negative internal dialogue. So that's why we call it, it's a moment of choice. We get to remember, oh, it's me. I have the choice. I can choose to continue thinking or having the negative dialogue with me, inside me, or to love myself and remember that, oh, I can change it. I can interrupt this internal dialogue. So this is the second step. So let's do it together. What was the first one? So we are taking the right hand whenever we remember, we notice that we are having the negative internal dialogue. We go, I noticed.
I know.
And
Notice.
actually, that could already be the change.
I
That's already
noticed.
like you breathe
Exactly.
and with movement. Yes.
Yes.
And 3.
So then when we have the moment of choice, we do shaking or do something with our physical body, walk, whatever. We go to the third step, which we are going to consciously step into a desired state of mind that we enjoy. We are going to experience it with our physical body and our whole existence. So it's wanna be smiling, it's wanna feeling joyful, it's wanna feeling peaceful, relaxed, feeling calm, feeling excited maybe, whatever is that meditation state or resourceful state that helps you to come out of that negative internal dialogue, you are going to step into it consciously to experience it. Clear?
Now, very good, Leila. Very good.
You're welcome.
The way we do this, of course, Leila explained it very well and correctly and very in detail. Now, the way you do it is bang, just like that. You notice, bang, boom. And in order to be able to do notice, bang, boom, you have to, of course, have those states of mind
Available to you.
I mean resourceful state. I don't know
Exactly.
why it says meditation state. It says, hold on, I'm just, oops, I stopped the sharing. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Any desired state. It doesn't have to
Any
be
desired state, exactly. Any resourceful desired state. So would you share with us what would be your resourceful, positive state of mind that you would like to experience more and more from now on, especially whenever?
Open a new page in your notebook and write at least 5 powerful, new, wonderful states. And you think about it, and me and Leila just throw several around.
Yeah.
You one, me one, Leila. For example, joy.
Joyful. For example, relaxed.
Or jolly.
Or excitement.
Or passion.
Or laughter.
Or happiness.
Or purposeful.
Or contentment.
Or calm.
How about composed?
Or blessed.
Sometimes we can feel ecstatic.
Yes, my favorite one.
Some of us, most of us, have mislearned this, have forgotten this, because Patricia knows it very well, Karthik as a father too. Look at your babies, look at your children. They can be so happy. They can be so unconditionalist, filled of love. Filled of love, unconditionalist, content, with no reason, just happy. And you know what? We all have that inside. But we need to, unfortunately, Karthik, just like you are an IT professional, become NLP people and program ourselves. We have to find out it. This technique that we shared, that Leila shared with you tonight, is the very most basic skill. There's many more very advanced linguistic skills and many skills that are leadership skills. And all of what you learn in NLP is get you the ladder up out of your negative emotions and to greater happiness and success that you can use personally or professionally. So we will be available to you after this webinar. I believe either Leila has little time left or Hanadi has little time left.
Hanadi is here, Gregory is here.
And what we would like to just tell you is like a little brief overview, what is going to happen in the 3 days. So on the 9th of December, Friday, we are going to do NLP communication. We are going to look at how can we improve our relationships. Because in Dubai, many people work on Friday morning. We are starting at 1:30 because we always like to make it possible for our clients. So there will be somebody at Illuminations if you want to do this in person. And there will also be, of course, I will be online. And we will engage, interact, and learn precious communication skills. Prepare yourself and be very clear. What are you not communicating so well? What would you like to communicate better? Prepare that, write it in your notebook, bring it on Friday, and we will make sure that we do case scenarios in which you can practice that. So the 9th of December, Friday, will completely and totally empower you with the NLP communication models, concepts, beliefs, and techniques. A full day, so it goes until late, which is 7:30, and in India, 9 p.m. Thereafter, on Saturday and Sunday, you will learn the representational systems, which is our visual, audio, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory mechanisms inside of our brain that make us be able to do something or not, together with motivation styles. Are we more oriented towards moving away from something or towards? Are we more oriented towards possibilities or necessities? Many different motivation styles, 8 of them that you will learn in the total of, if you choose to do NLP Master Certification. And then we will do a very neat stimulus interruption pattern. We will do something called reframing. You find out what that unwanted behavior really does for you. Anyone who would like to improve their exercise or their weight will have to find out what is the positive intention of not moving or of eating. So we will go into details of allowing you to find out about it. And it's always interesting because for the ones of you who think about possibly taking up coaching and becoming a coach, you will learn all the bases of coaching on Saturday and Sunday, the 10th and 11th of December. And you will on Sunday learn the 8-step coaching process by me explaining it, by me or somebody of the other trainers giving a demonstration of this 8-step process. Not only that, but you will become a template which already empowers you to coach others. With this template of the 8 steps, it's a little more than 8 questions. It's a whole process. With this process, you can begin to coach. Now, of course, in level 1, in your 5 days of NLP, there's this many techniques that you will learn. And if you then choose to take up the bigger body of knowledge of NLP, which can be up to masters, you will learn at least 50 different techniques. And you can also go all the way with us to become an NLP trainer. In fact, corporate and NLP trainer training begins on the 20th of January. So now we would like to invite you to bring your personal and professional goals successfully into action. And we would like to just cheerfully thank you for coming tonight, to say to you, we are available to now speak to you, take any questions, or help you to join us this weekend. So any question you have for anything that we have discussed tonight?
Do you want more information on Friday, Saturday, Sunday course?
Yeah, that will be great.
Very good. Hanadi or Geriguri, would you like to share?
It's an opportunity to grow personally, as far as managing your internal dialogue. How do I manage my day? Am I really moving towards my goals and outcomes? And then professionally, how can I be a better team leader? How can I be a better employee? How can I be a greater asset by not only valuing my position in the company, but developing others with the skills that you will take away from this coaching? You know, asking challenging questions, rapport, dealing with, you know, employees that have problems managing their own states, and you notice it and actually have a practical tool you can give to them to get them out of that state. So it's an opportunity.
Are you a leader at work, Karthik?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sending a WhatsApp message to you, team.
Mm-hmm.
I can gladly share with you an agenda, Karthik.
Okay.
Let me just find it. So are you interested in possibly joining on Friday or on Friday and Saturday and Sunday?
I just need to know more about it. What is the course fee and everything?
Okay. Do you want to know about the content or about the course fee?
Both, yeah.
Are you free on Friday?
Yes, I am free on Friday, yeah.
And Saturday and Sunday as well?
Yes, I am.
Okay, it's nice. And you would also like to improve your communication, right?
Yes, I do.
I'm finding it. Hold on.
So meanwhile, maybe Gerigor, you can share with us the price and everything.
Sure. Are we talking in everybody's in, everybody's in, what's the name of it? In India. We don't have a Dubai crowd. The regular course fee is at $15,000, but by attending this course online, we will offer the course to you at $10,000 plus.
No, it's wrong. It's the 3 days. So the normal price is 25. And then because you have joined tonight, a discount would be 20. But if
You want me to
sign
close
up
the
tonight,
recording?
it will be 15.
I close the recording?
Yes.